Alright, it's day number 82 of my talking in front of the camera, trying to enhance my ability to speak English and just improve my colloquial English. So today I have already recorded this video, but I don't know what happened, and when I want to upload it or edit it somehow, it says me that something happened, some issue, and I can do anything with that video. So it's almost 10 p.m. and I have to record this video again, and it's really ridiculous because it was probably the longest video of whole my channel, because it lasts it lasted about 28 minutes, and I can do anything with that video. So no problem, I'm gonna answer those questions again. I'm gonna talk about moving, and don't I don't really worry about that, because my answer is always unique. I can repeat the same words. I just have an opinion. I have a lot of thoughts. I can't express how my thoughts that I have, because I have a bunch of, and I don't have that much time to talk about everything. So it's, anyway, a lot of info that I didn't say, and now I'll try to answer it briefly and with some sense, because I have to go bed like in 30 minutes, but I have to record this video, then I have to upload it, and all right, let's just get started. So let's talk about where you live and moving. So have you ever moved to a new city or home? Yes, definitely. In my life, I had two times when I needed to move to another city. First time when I was about 5 years old. We moved with my parents to another bigger city in Ukraine. And the second time, it was like about 3 years ago when the war in Ukraine started. And our home was occupied, so we had to leave our home. And for example, I found myself in Belgium. All right. The second question is, do you enjoy the idea of living in different places? Yes, definitely. Uh, Recently, like about a year ago, probably a bit more, I realized that I don't know where do I want to live in this life, and I want to live in several cities simultaneously, and I hope that in the future I will have an ability to live in different cities, to have different accommodation in several cities, like in different countries. So I definitely like this idea, and I would like in the future to possess of several apartments, for example, to be able to move from one city to another one, from one country to another one. All right, would you like to live abroad in future? Why or why not? All right, it's a bit a ridiculous question in my case, because I've been living for 3 years abroad, and I got used for it like completely. And if you're talking generally to move to another country, to switch whole my environment surrounding, it's kind of good idea, because I would like to try to live in the Spain, for example, in Polish. And yes, as I mentioned, like I would like to have several accommodations in different countries. So it means that I want to live differently. I want to live abroad, to like be between other cultures, to see how does work, to communicate in different languages. And in my imagination, it's kind of a great idea. All right, what do you like about your current place of living? All right, there are several, of course, advantages and disadvantages, but let's talk about several things that I really enjoy. For example, I like this place because there's no war. It's first of all. The second is I like people in this place. Like they're pretty kind, and they're definitely better than in my last country when I lived. Also, it's pretty small country like Belgium. It's not a that big country, and it's easy to move from uh, one point to another one. Especially if you have a car, it makes this process much more easier. So it's about the advantages, and I don't know, probably something more, but I have just mentioned about several things that I caught myself with. So yeah. All right, let's move on. And it's part two. Describe a time when you moved to a new place. You should say when and where you moved, why you moved, what the new place was like, and explain how you felt about the experience. All right, I could say, to be honest, about my first moment when I was like about 5 years old. Um, it was the time when we changed our city with my parents. I mean, but I barely remember it. I'm not sure that I can say a lot since I was pretty young. I was like a small kid, and I don't remember a lot of details. So I could say about another moment, a moment when we were forced to leave our country, when the war started in Ukraine. And to be honest, I wasn't satisfied a lot about that moment. So uh, it was the second day. Uh, Now, in the second day, when the war started, we had to leave our country, but initially we went to the west of Ukraine, and we lived there for about a month. Then we realized that our hometown is still occupied, and we hadn't any idea when it will be free, when we will be able to return. So we got an opportunity to move in Belgium, and my parents decided to use this opportunity. It was hard, of course. We needed to overcome about 2,000 kilometers to get points that we needed, and we did it. We did it because of war, and as I said, I was really disappointed because I wanted to return in Ukraine since before the war started. I had great conditions. I lived in perfect place. I got a lot of new friends, and I liked everything of my place. So I had to leave it everything, and I remember during the first year, each 2 weeks, I thought that, all right, 1 month more, and I'm gonna return in Ukraine. Unfortunately, I didn't. And, you know, there are always pros and cons. And in this case, uh, unfortunately, because of such terrible circumstances, but anyway, I changed my mindset tremendously. Like, it's I can't even tell as much as my mind was changed, because when I was living in Ukraine, I didn't know English at all. Like, I remember the word you, I tried to read like yo, you know, I didn't know English at all, and I thought that I don't need it because I wanted to live in Ukraine. I didn't want to move abroad, and I thought that English is something useless for me. However, when I moved to Belgium, I realized that I need to communicate somehow with strangers. So I decided to start learn English. It wasn't that good learning as today. Like, over the past year, I've been studying English pretty well, especially over the past half year. Like, every day, a lot of hours I'm spending to learn this language. Before it, I could study like several days. I'm studying, then about a week I don't learn anything, you know. But as a result, I realized that it's so cool to know new languages, to be able to communicate with other people from different cultures, from different, from different countries. Because in Belgium there are a lot of nationally, like from different nationalist country. So people from different countries, I forgot just how to pronounce this word. So as a result, it turned to be better. It turned to be an experience. When I was locked in, I wasn't able to spend the time with my friend. Only sometimes I had an exception when I was able to fly to another country. It happens once per 2 months, and it's not that often, to be honest. And I'm restricted from everything. I almost didn't find friends here because usually all people with who I got acquainted, they were interested in just chilling, visit parties, and I can't communicate with such people because we have different aims. Uh, we see our life in 5 years differently, and I have nothing to do with those people. So I was restricted. I had a bunch of time to study, and as a result, I'm able to speak in English in this way as I do it now. Also, I can speak somehow in French, and that's cool. That's really cool. I realized who I wanna be in 10 years, in 20 years, and it's kind of crucial. It's kind of crucial for me. So it turned to be a refresh for my mindset. However, initially I was depressed for a year. I guess I had depression. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything at all. Um, I have a huge story about it. It just makes no sense to tell about it. I'm just telling about my experience, about my feeling after that moment. Yeah. So kind of this. All right, let's move on, and let's talk more about mobility and moving in society. Is it common in your country for people to move a lot? To be honest, not really. I'm talking about Ukraine. uh, I I don't know. It is linked with what, but unfortunately people don't like to move a lot. They prefer, they're working for 5 days, and 2 days they are spending in their hometown. Of course they can go outside, spend some time with friends, but they don't move to another city a lot. Probably it's because of economy. Like, the economy in Ukraine isn't really good, and the salary that people are getting isn't very high, and it's something luxury when you are able to indulge yourself with regular journeys, with moving anywhere you want. So it's probably one of the reasons, but unfortunately people don't move a lot in my country. All right, do most people in your country live in cities? Why? To be honest, it's a hard question because there are some cities with more than million people, um, several cities that counts more than million people inside, but at the same time, there are a bunch of cities. Like in Ukraine, before the war started, uh, we had 37 million people in Ukraine, and probably 39, and mostly people lived in villages. So of course everyone want to live in huge cities, in something bigger, but unfortunately mostly people lived in villages, and yeah, just I don't know, it's because the territory that was dedicated to uh, villages were more than territories that were territory it was, or where. Alright, the territories that was dedicated for cities. For example, 70% of the country it's villages, 30% of the country it's cities. So therefore, like, logically, mostly people lived in villages. Alright, why do some people prefer to live in the same places their whole lives? I guess it's because of comfort zone. Like, people hesitant to stay in the same place, not to try anything new because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid of another opinions, that someone is going to think, "Ha, he loser, he can't do this. Why did he try if you just waste some time, waste some efforts, and didn't uh, didn't gain anything, you know. And people are afraid of these opinions, and also people even don't realize what kind of opportunities there are in another places that they're afraid to visit. And when you need to move to another city, you need to find new accommodation, you need to find new job, you have to be sure about your finances, that you won't just lost anything. And usually people are really afraid of it, and they don't wanna to risk. It's easier to stay in one country, in one city, uh, or town or village, with your friends, with everything that you know. And your brain mustn't work hard. Our brain, to be honest, don't really like work hard. It works due to our habits. And when we change our environment, it makes our brain work harder, and our brain don't like it. So if we aren't forced, um, our our brain don't see a reason to take a risk, to try something hard. And people just afraid to step out of their comfort zone, and it's the most common issue. So yep. Yep. All right. Do you think it's important for people to travel or move to different places in their lives? Yes, definitely. In my personal opinion, it's something crucial. I realized it from my own experience, because my vision was pretty narrow. I didn't understand why do I need to move somewhere to another city when I was a child. I didn't understand why do I need to live to another country. It's another people, another language, another culture. It's so hard. I don't need it. However, when I visited, the more cities I visited, the more countries I visited, the more I started to realize that that's so cool. That's so cool to see how other people live, how they think, to know something new about their culture. That's so cool. Even nowadays, not in real life, just online, but I have some friends from different countries, and I'm really grateful for that, for real, because it's crucial. It's unforgettable experience for me. When you are able to communicate with someone who is in another island, who is in several thousand kilometers from you, and who has absolutely another vision, who has absolutely another perception of the world. And due to those moments, we can see our brain can pursue more information, more ways how can we live in this life. And it forces us to do something in this life, to not to stay in one city, in one town, when we're living during whole our life. And it's very important. I even remember how several years ago my dad said, I want you to visit one place that I have visited like several years ago, and my mindset changed like significantly. And I realized why my dad said it, because over the past several years, I've I've been visited like, I guess, 7 countries, 6, 7 countries, I guess. And I know a lot about different cultures, different peoples, what language do they speak. I try to speak different languages, and that's so cool, really. I realized just that I'm so ambitious. I feel that I'm so ambitious. I'm so motivated to work hard in this life, to try hard, and I want to achieve a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I speak today, because I wanna get fluent in English. It's one of my aims, that I need to be better in this life to achieve more that I want to get. So it really, these journeys make me more ambitious. It makes my vision wider, and in long run, it's a great investation. It's a great invest when you invest in yourself. It's a great investation, kinda, yes, investation. I don't remember, in yourself, because you want to do more. You strive for harder goals, and you're able to achieve them. So it's very cool to, with different countries, different cities, to think wider and to aspire more in this life. All right, how can less privileged groups be encouraged or supported to move or travel more? To be honest, it's a really hard question, because if there are some people who are not interested in that, probably they don't even need it. They are satisfied, they're happy in their small villages. All right, it's kinda, it's probably it will be not fair to call them like this. It will be roughly, but it's kinda NPC. Uh, it's impossible that each person in this life will be successful or was successful. There are some people who must live with like lower, try not that hard, and some people who must to try harder and achieve more. I don't know, it depends on what. It depends on the person, because even me personally, I know several people who had seen who had seen a lot in this life, but they still don't want to try really hard. They want to live just basic life, playing games, nothing else, nothing special. You know, they have no aims. They are not ambitious, and probably we don't need to touch them. We don't need to change something. However, it's there another vision, for example, of this question. Like, on the other hand, I guess that it will be great to show for people something better, to make them want to make them want to get more in this life, you know, because if, for example, government is going to allocate some amount of money, of funds, at least once per year, for different kind of groups of people, like this, like privileged groups of people, and those money will be possible to spend only for different journeys, it will be great, because those people will travel, they will see more in this life, they will try to work harder to achieve more, and as a result, they will more useful for the economy inside the country. So, to be honest, I don't know how to encourage them, like to show some pictures, like, look at this. People must be somehow interested in this, and probably they have to be. Right, I don't really remember what I was talking about, because in one moment the storage was full in my phone, and I don't know if I won't be able to upload this video. I won't be satisfied, because today I spent like about 50 minutes to record those videos, and now I don't know. So let me just end with the last question, and I hope that video will appear in my gallery for that lasted for uh, 20 minutes, and it will be just the end of the video. All right, and I was talking about allocating money for those people, about rewards. Yeah, about rewards. So I guess to encourage someone people, they must be promised about some rewards, or some money must be allocated uh, for such journeys. But I don't know, it's a question that pretty hard to talk about. I'm not sure that I'm a person who's able to uh, make the right decision, because I'm not aware about this question. I'm not immersed in this question, and probably if I would work in government, if I would be aware better about condition of those people, probably I would be able to say something better. But I'm not. So yeah, I'm not sure about it. It's a pretty hard question. So that's all for today. Thanks if someone watched it, and see you tomorrow. I hope this video will be uploaded uh, in full part for of like 23 minutes, not 3 minutes. And yeah, all right, see you next time.